Hi, Suman. Very good afternoon. How are you?
A very good afternoon, ma'am. I'm fine, ma'am. I'm doing well, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for asking. How have you been, ma'am?
I am doing good. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking.
Long time no see, ma'am.
I know, long time no see. I had not been keeping well. I had food poisoning, then I got viral, and for the past 10 days, it was really hectic. So that was the reason. But now I'm here. I've given my timings to English Yaari between 1 to 5 every day. So they have my time now.
Okay, okay. So,
Oh,
ma'am,
hmm.
uh, last time you had a session with me, and that time you told me, Suman Das, whenever we meet again, I am going to teach you grammar. So that's why I want to discuss with you today, some modal verbs.
Okay. Shall we start with model verbs completely?
Yes, ma'am, you can, ma'am. You may.
Okay. Because model verbs, first of all, they are helping verbs. Okay.
Okay,
And when I say they are helping verbs, they are not affected by any person, any gender. And that point in time, you can use them. You can express the mode. These auxiliaries can express the mode or manner of the actions that denoted in the main verb. Okay, so if I
okay.
talk about model verbs, do you know anything about model verbs? How many types of
Yes,
model verbs we have? You know.
yes, ma'am. Yes.
Mhm.
Can, could, should, would, may, might, ought to, about to, going to, have to, has to, may, might,
Wow,
everything,
wow,
everything.
wow, wow, wow. Okay, so let's go slow. Since you have this all ratification, let's go a little bit slow here. So whenever I talk about, helping verbs, and as I told you, they are not affected by person or gender. So if I talk about helping verbs here or talk about modal auxiliaries, they are will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could, ought, must, dare, need, used to. Okay,
Yes, yes,
easy. Any
yes, ma'am.
questions here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's talk about the peculiar nature of these kind of model verbs first of all. Before we actually jump into one or two, you should be knowing about the nature of these auxiliary verbs to use them. Okay, because if you use one, the second one can also have the same kind of impact or the same kind of work or a job. But at the same time, you should understand you can use it in different contexts. Like can is used for capability, and may is a word which is more formal when you ask for permission. They can have different forms or different usage, but at the same time, you should not forget that they both carry the same texture, that with them you have to use first form of the verb. So that is the
Yes,
reason they are peculiar in their nature. Um, and let's talk about that peculiar nature of all the model verbs. The very first thing you need to understand, they are never used alone. Never. You always must have principal verb with them. Okay, so for example, if I have to use can, okay, so I can play the match. So can is not used alone. It has to have a helping main action verb. Okay, so the very
yes,
first, you can say the nature is they are never used alone. They must have principal verb or action verb with them. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Second, they have the same form throughout, whatever the person and number of the subject. You don't have to worry about it. I can go, they can go, we can go, he can go, she can go, I can go, anything. Whatever
Anything.
form they are, whatever person you are using it with, whatever number of subject you have, they have the same form throughout. They don't get changed with that. Easy?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, ma'am, whenever I used modal, so that time I have to use only first form, verb first form.
Absolutely, yes. This is the peculiar nature of that.
I cannot use third form, fourth form.
Mhm. Fourth form is ing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
So sorry. Okay. Easy?
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am. I understood.
Okay. Next is they don't have infinitives. That means they don't have third form of the verb, participle form of the verb. We can't use to with them, or the past participle, or write can driven. Sometimes people say, I am called. Okay.
I
You
am
want to say,
called.
I call, you want to say, I called him, but some people say, I am called. You know,
Sir, ma'am, first
people
time I
make
heard that
people
sentence.
make this mistake. I just met a person like that. You know,
Okay, okay.
because that person is trying to say I called, but with this intention that am is always used with I. So just like I am called. When I am called him, he did not listen to me. When I am called him, he wanted to say I called him, but he put am. He's
M.
put am everywhere, everywhere. Whatever he's talking, he puts am everywhere. Okay, so
Okay.
that is one
Yes.
thing which you need to understand. Subject verb agreement. Actually, it was his. It was not his mistake. He never heard about such things. He feels that whenever I'm using I am will definitely come. Forget about any other thing. Okay, so that had this intention. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. So next thing is, like I said, they don't have infinitives or third form of the verb. So we can't use to with them or third form of the verb or write like in most of the cases they show present and future time. So you can say that I can drive the car. You cannot say I can driven the car. This is
No,
wrong.
no. It's wrong.
Okay, you know that, right? So
Yes,
let's
yes.
start the list of the models and let's start one by one. So let's
Yes,
talk
ma'am.
about shall first. Okay. Now, as you
Okay.
know, that shall is used to express with the first person. I, we. Okay. So, for example, I shall sing a song tomorrow, or we shall play a match in the evening. Okay. I'm expressing the future with the first person. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I and we. I is the first person single, we is the first person plural. So whenever
Yes.
I want to express anything in future with first person single or plural, I use shall. Easy?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Next is to express a command, threat, or promise. Whenever you are expressing these things like command, threat, or promise, you use shall. So, for example, when you're giving a command to somebody, you shall leave the place right now. Okay, what is this? It's a threat, it's a command,
Command.
it's a command. You
Yes.
shall leave my place right now, or you shall leave the place at once. This is command. Okay.
Hmm.
Next, threat. If you make a noise, you will be punished. This is a threat. When you talk to kids, if you make more noise, you shall be punished. I will kick you out of the house, but you shall be punished for sure. So, what is this? Threat.
Threat.
Okay. For threats, we use shall. Okay. Or any kind of promises. So, for example, he shall get a prize if he wins the championship. Okay, that's a promise. So that one in
Yes.
time we are using. So like I said, command, threat, or promise. We use shall. Easy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Next
Yes.
is in interrogative sentences. Okay. Shall is widely used for interrogative sentences with the first person to indicate, offer a suggestion. So for example, if I want to say, shall I make a cup of tea for you? This is offer. So whenever first person offers an interrogative information or interrogative sentence, but it is what it is indicating offer or a suggestion. That point in time I can use it. So shall I do this for you? Shall I arrange your cupboard? This is an offer, and plus I'm talking as a first person. So we use it, right?
Yes.
Indicating offer or suggestion. And with the third person, when we use it, that is to know the desire of the person you have spoken the sentence to. So, for example, you are asking someone to suggest, what do you think? Which book shall I buy? Okay, so you are asking to suggest.
Suggest.
Okay. Yeah, so which book shall I buy? Asking the suggestion from some other person. That point in time, in interrogative form, you use shall. Easy?
Okay.
Any questions?
Ma'am, if I say, will I buy book? So it's not appropriate. So if I use shall, so it's correct sentence.
Because why are you asking this? First of all, you are offering or asking a suggestion. You are offering a suggestion like, If you call me as like, ma'am, shall I buy this dictionary? Do you think so? This is good for me. Shall I buy this? So you are asking a suggestion to me, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
that one in
yes.
time, Will is not going to suggest this. Will
No,
is
no.
not going to suit it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
if I have suggested something, you said, no, I will buy this dictionary. So that is not that you're looking for suggestion. That is a confirmed decision. I will buy this.
yes, yes,
Understood?
ma'am. Yes,
Easy?
ma'am.
Any
I understand.
questions?
No, no, no. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how we do it, So like I would like to repeat again, in interrogative sentences, shall is used widely with the first person to indicate offer or any kind of suggestion, and with the third person to know the desire of that person you have spoken to. Okay. So for example, um, mm, shall the porter carry your vases upstairs? Do you want it so? I mean, my question is, do you want it so? So I'm using the sentence like, shall the porter carry your vases upstairs?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Or am
Yes,
I
ma'am.
saying, shall the messenger wait for your reply? Do you want the messenger to wait? I want to say, do you want the messenger to wait? I'm offering like, shall the messenger wait for your reply? Okay, you have taken the letter, but you did not say anything. He's waiting. So, shall I ask him to wait or shall I ask him to go? Okay,
Okay.
so what are you doing? Offering suggestion to a third
Offering
party.
suggestion.
Okay, easy?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's come to the sentences which are complex. Okay, so in a complex sentence, uh, however, will and shall, they are always used in a principal clause. As you know that complex sentences, they have clauses independent and dependent, right? So principal clause I am talking about. So whenever you use a complex sentence, so will or shall are always used in the principal clause and they are never used in subordinate clause. Okay, so for example, if I get the transportation, I shall go there.
Okay.
So basically, I'm trying to say I shall go there if I get the transportation. Okay. So this is what? It's a complex sentence, right? It's a
Yes, ma'am.
complex sentence. And my principal clause is I shall go there. My
Yes.
subordinate clause is a question one. It's not a complete sentence. It is a dependent sentence. So I'm saying if I get the transportation. So with that, I will say I shall go there if I get the transportation.
If I get the transportation, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what you are trying to say here, first of all, you're using it in a complex sentence. So will or
And
shall, they are always used in the principal clause, which is a
yes.
complete clause. They are never used in subordinate clause, which is not complete. Okay, easy,
Yes.
understood?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and whenever you have a doubt, so you can use will in complex sentences. Whenever you have doubt, then you can use will. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, you are doubtful whether you should go or not. So it's like, I will go there if I get the transportation. I will help him if he works for me. That is also dicey. But if I say, I
Yes.
shall help him if he works for me, that is, you are trying to suggest yourself, I shall help him if he works for me. Okay. So
Yes.
this determination always works. Okay. Easy. Understood?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Let's come to should. You know about should. Should in Hindi it is called चाहिए. ये चाहिए,
चाहिए.
वो चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए. Right? तुमको सच बोलना चाहिए, तुमको झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए, तुमको वहां नहीं जाना चाहिए, तुमको ये करना चाहिए. That is called should. So basically, if you talk in in a clear sense, this is something where you are trying to express some kind of advice, duty, obligation. You know,
Okay.
like for example, you tell to kids, we should speak the truth always. We should keep our word. We should keep our promises. So what are you doing? You're trying to express duty or obligation. Okay,
Hmm.
so that one in time you are using some moral lessons, moral type lessons. Okay, so if you have heard, if you listen to any stories, fable stories which has moral in the end. So like, have you heard that story, the fox and the grapes?
Uh,
अंगूर खट्टे
Actually,
हैं.
that fox is so clever.
No, no,
Uh,
no. Yeah, it was clever, but the fox was hungry. The fox was trying to eat something or trying to find out something to eat. Then the fox saw the bunch of grapes, okay, and it was too
Okay.
high, so he was not able to take it. In the end, the
Okay.
fox left by saying that, um, these grapes are sour. Hmm. They're not looking good. No, no, they're not tasty. And the fox left. So there was a moral. There was a moral in the story. Okay, never give up. You should never give up.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Right? You should never
Yes.
give up.
I
Okay?
should never give up.
You know, so sorry. So all the fable stories, all the moral lessons, they are always used in should. So to express duty or obligation, you should use should. Plus to express supposition. Okay, suppose kind of information. Suppose ye hua to ye hoga. So if I should meet him now, he will not recognize me. So suppose I met him, what if he did not recognize me? Hmm? So you are trying to say if I should meet him now, he will not recognize me. This is
Okay.
expressing supposition. Okay.
Okay.
Or when you express an advice, okay, that you should not do this, you should give your exams, you should not stop your studies, you should do regular college. This is what? This is advice.
You
When
should
you are
go there.
talking, yeah, you should go there. You should go there. तुम्हें जाना चाहिए वहाँ पे. You should talk to her. You should call her. ये
You should give
advice.
exam. You should give the
Yes,
exam.
exactly, exactly. So when you give advices to someone, okay, so that to express advice, we use it. Next is to express conditions. Okay, ऐसा हुआ तो मैं रिजाइन कर दूंगी, ऐसा किया तो ऐसा नहीं होगा. You know, whenever you talk about conditions, that point in time we use it. So for example, should this happen, I will resign. Okay, so what you are trying to do, you are trying to show express conditions. Okay, should this happen, I will resign.
Yes.
Okay, so as a
Okay.
past tense of shall, in indirect speeches also we use should. So for example, I said I shall sing a song tomorrow. This is my dialogue in direct speech. I used shall. I said I shall sing a song tomorrow. And if you want to make it a past tense, you are telling to I'm telling to somebody else that what did I say yesterday? I was like, I said that I should sing a song the next day. I said that I
Okay.
should sing the song the next day. So shall will be changed into should. So should is used in those cases also when you are trying to change direct speech into indirect speeches.
Okay.
Okay, easy.
Yes.
So it is used as a past tense. Okay. Next is after lest. Okay, so showing fear. Okay, walk carefully lest you should fall. Okay, or you should stumble. मतलब ध्यान
Yes.
से चलो
Ma'am.
वरना गिर जाओगे.
Ma'am.
Otherwise, less. So you have
Can.
heard about the cases when you use otherwise.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
don't do
Yes.
this. Otherwise, I won't talk to you.
Yes.
Right? We tell to people. So for otherwise, we use lest also when we show fear. So walk carefully, lest you should stumble. Lest. So after lest, lest, whenever we are using to show the fear, we always use should. It is a thumb rule whenever you
Yes.
talk about model verbs.
If you if you don't go there, otherwise I will beat you.
नो, दिस ये तो धमकी है, थ्रेट है, नहीं जाओगे तो मारूंगा. ओके, आई शैल बीट यू, उसमें तो भैया आई शैल बीट यू. ये तो धमकी हो गई, थ्रेट हुआ, थ्रेट प्रॉमिस. ये ध्यान से चलो,
Yes.
गिर जाओगे, ध्यान से चलो वरना चोट लग जाएगी. You are showing that fear. You are not asking him to be fearful. नहीं, आप अपना डर दिखा रहे हो. ओके,
Okay. Okay.
पढ़ाई करो वरना फेल हो जाओगे. टीवी मत देखो वरना फेल हो जाओगे. ओके.
Okay. Ma'am, what is the difference between um, should and must?
Okay. Must is an obligation. Okay. So
Ma'am,
when
I
I
can't
talk,
see you. Yes, right
uh,
now I can see you.
okay. So should and must, whenever you talk about, must is an obligation. Okay. You must do this work. Okay. Must means you used to convey a strong sense of necessity, strong sense of obligation. It indicates that something is required, mandatory, essential. That one in time you are
Okay.
using must. Okay. So for
Okay.
example, you must submit your assignments by the deadline, otherwise I will fail you. Okay, or let's say it is
Okay.
raining heavily, you must take an umbrella. So what is that? It is to convey a strong sense of necessity. But should is used to express advice, recommendations, suggestions. It often implies that, something is a good idea but not necessarily mandatory or required. You should get some rest if you're feeling tired. I think you should consider
Okay.
taking that job offer. कि ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं है, कोई ज़बरदस्ती नहीं है, सोच लो, चाहिए तो ले लो. But must, you must take it. You have no other option. You must work.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
understood?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I understood.
Okay, so we have finished shall and should, plus you have asked about must. And next time, whenever we are meeting, we can complete the rest of the model verbs. Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
okay.
And okay, okay, ma'am.
Do you have
And
something to say,
so
Suman?
no, ma'am. I don't say anything. So, ma'am, nice talking to you, ma'am. Hope to see you soon.
Sure, Suman. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you again. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.